Now, I'm by no means a gardening expert, but if you're ever thinking of planting Virginia creeper in your garden and you live in the UK, don't. Seriously, you will save yourself from a mountain of unhappiness later down the line. Hello and welcome to Making a Home, where we attempt to take this dilapidated 1970s house and bring it kicking and screaming into the 21st century, whether it likes it or not. So we've been here about 3 weeks now, and the place is gradually starting to turn into what looks a bit more like a home than a storage facility. But still a hell of a long way to go before it's anything like how we want it. But at least we kind of have the lounge more or less sorted out now. At least it's a space where we can actually come and relax. The kitchen is also looking pretty good. We've got a new washing machine, we've got a dishwasher, and we've also got a new fridge. We were actually given a free fridge by Rachel's friend Rahina, which was very kind of her, but unfortunately something was wrong with it. It was basically no colder than ambient temperature. So everything kept on just going off all the time. I've since learned from the new fridge people when they came to drop off the new one that you're supposed to leave a fridge for about 4 hours before you actually plug it in after you move it. And we definitely didn't do that with Rahina's fridge, so I think maybe it might be our fault. Don't know. But yeah, it didn't work. It wasn't in a good way. So we have now replaced it with a shiny new one. Yay! And terrible for the bank balance. Yay! Yeah, finances are quite an issue at the moment. We are pretty much maxed out on everything. So there are some jobs that are just going to have to wait for the moment because, yeah, funds are a bit tight. But that is the joy of home ownership. Hey! So storage is a real issue in this house, but we have made quite a lot of progress in managing to ferret things away into various places. And we've essentially dedicated the smallest box room to just being a storage room for the meantime. So what I did in there is I got a whole bunch of wall mount shelving and just put that up along all of the walls. And that allowed us to basically store all our boxes up on the walls, which means that if we need to get something out of one of the boxes, it's really easy just to take one off and pull it down, take what you need out of it, and then put the box back again afterwards. So that actually helped a lot, and there was actually enough space after doing that we could even just fit a small desk in there. So if Rach needs to go and do some marking, she needs just a quiet space to go and work, she's got a little desk in there she can go and work at. So we can even use that small box room, which is pretty good. But yeah, it's essentially going to be a storage room for the foreseeable future anyway. But the biggest job that we sorted out this week was the garden, because we really needed to do something about that Virginia creeper, which was just going absolutely mental. So over the weekend, Rach and I tackled that. And then I spent a bit more time on it over the course of this week as well, just tidying things up a little bit. So here's the footage from that, and enjoy. Right, so the time has finally come to tackle this garden. We've left it way too long, and this rather Triffid-like Virginia creeper has literally gone everywhere. As you can see, it is trying to escape the garden on this side. It has already escaped the garden on this side. It is escaping the garden down here, and here, and here, and everywhere. So, first job is to remove that, and then we can see what's underneath and decide what stays and what goes. Okay, so at the end of a long but pretty satisfying day, we have managed to get rid of the majority of the Virginia creeper. There is still some to tackle on this side. We haven't really touched the side of the garden yet, but the majority of it was along this wall, and we've got rid of most of it now. There is still plenty more to do. We've only really just done a first pass on the garden so far, but already looking a lot better. And you can actually see the side of the garden building now as well. We've also taken down the trellis that was over the fish pond, and all of that timber has now just been piled up in there for now. We'll have to figure out a way to get rid of that, but that's a job for another day. So plenty more to do on this, but we've done quite a lot for one day, I think. Pretty happy with our progress, and we shall continue at the next available opportunity, essentially dependent on the weather. At the moment looks pretty good, but apparently it's going to rain tomorrow, so we'll see. I don't think there are a lot of jobs in the world which are as satisfying as gardening. When you've just raked a piece of soil and it's nice and clean, you cleared out all the weeds. Yeah, it's a good feeling. So, I've only done this much so far, as you can see. I'm working my way backwards. We're just temporarily storing all the cuttings in the shed until such time as they can be removed by the council, which happens every 2 weeks. This side of the garden has yet to be tackled. And the fish pond has basically become a storage area for all of the random crap that was on the roof and in the garden, etc. At the moment I'm just trying to clear all of the weeds and just extraneous garden matter out of the way, and then what we're going to do is we're just going to seed it with grass to begin with. Eventually we have a whole plan for the garden, which I'll go into in a future video, but for now we'll just take it back to grass, because it's quite easy to manage that way, and then when we're ready we will continue with the garden and begin phase 2. But before we can do that, we have to pull out this whole fish pond and obviously deal with all of this as well. And time is a bit limited, so rather than just leaving it as bare earth, which will just get full of weeds again, we're going to just seed some grass, let the grass cover it over, and then later on we'll come back to it. One thing I'm finding which is very encouraging is that there are a multitude of earthworms in the soil, and that is a very good sign because it just means that the soil is in good condition. There's lots of microbes and stuff in it, so it's actually pretty good quality topsoil in here underneath all the weeds. So once we get it cleared out, it should actually make a good basis for our new garden, which is really good. Right, well that's where I'm going to leave it for today because I have various other things I have to do as well. But actually I think this is looking quite nice now. It's not bad at all. This decking is all cleared and I've basically cleared most of this side of the garden. There is a little bit at the back there which still needs a bit of work. I'll get to that at a later stage. But this is pretty much ready now to seed the grass. What I'm going to do is wait until we've done this side first though, so we can just see the whole area at the same time. We might have to pull out a few weeds and stuff in the meantime until we can do this, but shouldn't be too bad, I don't think. So some pretty good progress on the garden there, I think. And we also now got this really fancy new garden patio furniture set, which looks rather nice. Yeah, it was rather expensive, probably our most frivolous purchase so far. But we decided we would be spending a lot of time in the garden, so we wanted something quite nice where we could just sit and enjoy it. And we also wanted to be able to eat our meals out there if it was sunny. And this particular garden set is pretty cool because the table is adjustable, so you can have it down low as like a coffee table, or you can put it up and eat your meals at it like a normal kind of dining table. So yeah, it was pricey, but I think it'll be worth it in the long run. So that's about it for this episode, guys. Thanks very much for watching. If you haven't yet, please do subscribe, because why would you not want to subscribe to such an awesome channel? And also, please give us a like on this video. It literally just takes a couple of seconds. It's no imposition on you, but it really helps us out massively. And also, if you know anybody who might be into DIY or renovation or grand designs or whatever, please do share this channel with them as well. Let's try and grow things and get this channel a little bit out there as well. So yeah, please share and like and subscribe. And if you've done all of that, you're f***ing awesome. Until next time, cheerio!